Well, hi, Alison, Heath here. Approach, consciousness, spirituality, optimal health, opening the doors to the ways of being in an integrative approach. So one of the things that I've discovered recently and has really made a difference in my life that I'm here to share with you is optimal nutrition, full spectrum, wonderful, beautiful nutrition that will just make your body sing on a cellular level and allow every single energy molecule in your cell to come alive. And one of the things that we need to do in order to do that is we need to be able to release some of the extra weight, especially as we get to be our age and we start to pack on the pounds. And this happened to me this winter. I was rear-ended at a stoplight 2 days before leaving for Australia for 5 weeks. And boy, oh boy, I spent the winter dealing with my spine and with soft tissue injuries. And during that time, I couldn't do my juicing and my beautiful, wonderful raw food diet that is so healthy for me. I had a craving for eating canned beans. So I listened to my body, and somebody brought me a whole case of canned beans, and I worked my way through those. And I ate a lot of popcorn and so on. I was hungry, but I couldn't really carry heavy groceries. So I had to make do with what I had. And I've got to tell you, I packed the weight around my middle. And this is something that it happened to me before when I had a thyroid imbalance, when I was hypothyroid. And I managed to turn that around with superfoods. But this time, it's 30 years later, I'm older, and I had to figure out a new way to deal with it. Well, I was so fortunate. I discovered a homeopathic remedy. They're drops. Let me see if I can find them for you. Here they are. Hold on. They're drops that are it makes it so simple. And it's beyond healthy. It's just incredible. So this little drops here, you take them under your tongue, and you only need about 7 milligrams. So you take 7 milligrams, it's about, 15 drops under your tongue. And you just put it there. You put it under your tongue because that goes through without having to go all the way down through the stomach acid and all that stuff. It goes directly gets absorbed directly into your bloodstream. And it's very, very efficient. So you take that about 10 minutes before you eat. And then when you're going to eat, just before, you take these drops. And this is just a very potent form of vitamin B and biotin. And it's going to help your mood and support your mood. Well, the woman that put this together, that's the chief product officer, she spent 11 years with an eating disorder as bulimia. And it happened when she was a teenager, and she went to her doctor, and her doctor said in front of her mother, "Your daughter has a very large butt." And she heard that, and that stuck with her, and she went on a path of destruction. She had the bone structure, the bone density of a 70-year-old. She lost all her teeth. She burnt her whole esophagus from the purging. I look at that and how she turned her health around completely. So she won an award for Outstanding Women in Business for her job in making sure that there is not one negative thing in any of the products. She's just like a triple type A. She won't allow one negative thing in there, not one bad thing.
I'm constantly told by our manufacturers and our food formulators, I am told I'm the most difficult human being they've ever worked with. And I love that. I really do. I love that. Because they say I challenge them in a way that they've never been challenged before. Because, you see, the industry is filled with products that give you a lot of great stuff, I mean some amazing stuff, and then a little bit of bad. And I just don't believe in that philosophy at all. Why do all this great stuff with a little bit of bad? And when I say a little bit of bad, the supplement industry, excipients, flow agents, binders, all these things that keep a tablet together, to keep product moving through a tube. You know, these are all the stuff, a little bit of bad that people don't think about, they don't talk about, but a little bit of bad every day from a health company, it doesn't even make sense to me. So I run a really tight ship. That means everything has to be good.
And it's wonderful because I believe that the devil's in the details. I've spent my whole 31 years as a longevity rescuer looking for the very best of the best of the best to bring my clients. And I've got to tell you, what I'm finding here is unbelievable. So if you are like me and you're in a position right now where you're starting to thicken out, you have some extra weight, maybe you're pre-diabetic or you're diabetic, you need to make some changes. You've tried all these yo-yo diets. And she showed me all the diets she had been on. Oh my God, you know, everything, the grapefruit diet, all these other things that just yo-yo diets, you know, the master cleanse, etc., everything. And finally, she learned how to do it by putting superfoods in, which actually raise your consciousness. They actually make it easier for you to be able to tap in and tune in to the universal forces. It's incredible. And when you start feeling good all across the board, it's truly amazing. So they've put together a homeopathic weight loss program. It's not something where you're going to be giving up food. They do have some wonderful shakes and so on to use with it that are real food. Okay, they're not going to like spike your glucose and then just drop it down way below your fasting glucose level so that your body has to pump out adrenaline and cortisol and so on to raise it back up. And it does that. It normalizes or equalizes or brings that drop back up again. But then your body and your blood and everything is full of cortisol and adrenaline. So far from ideal. So this is healthy, real, low glycemic. You can use them as snacks, maybe the odd meal replacement, but really and truly you're going to be eating real food. You're going to have so much support to do it. Now imagine, what if you had something that you could just plug in your age, plug in your gender, plug in the amount of weight that you have, and plug in the amount that you want to lose, and then pick your package. So they have a clinical pack. The clinical pack is truly clinical. They have done tests on it. They have seen the results. They've tabulated the results, and they are phenomenal. People that could never lose weight before, never release weight, or would lose it and find it again just as quickly. All of a sudden, this is changing for people. Really changing. And I've got to say, across the board, everything I'm looking at there, I'm just like in awe. I'm amazed. And so this clinical program, when you look at that, you have the choice of purchasing that one, or there's another program as well that's not as complete as that one. But it's funny because these weight loss programs that they have, you know, Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers and so on, they have to publish how much it costs per pound lost. They did the same thing with the clinical package, and it comes out to be far less. And not only that, but when people start eating real foods and so on, they end up saving about $120 a month on groceries. And another interesting statistic or fact with it, or whatever you want to call it, is that people are not hungry. Okay? It's not a starvation diet. They're feeling satiated, and oftentimes they can't even eat all the things that are recommended for them to eat. So coming up on April 28th, there is going to be a challenge that you can enter into. You can pick your pack. You can get ready now beforehand so that you have all your supplies on hand. You can start preparing your household, getting rid of some of the junk that isn't supporting your health. And you can, if you're on medication and so on, if you're on any type of like antipsychotic medication that might cause a weight gain, you can go and see your doctor and see if there isn't a way that you could swap that out for something else. If you're on diabetes medication, you're going to want your physician to follow you, because what might happen, and more than likely will, is your blood sugar will start to normalize and you'll need less medication. So you can prepare yourself in advance. Now there's a code that you can put in. They're going to say, ask for your sponsor and so on. I'll give you that code. It'll be here just below this video. I can't begin to recommend this highly enough. I have just been watching the extra weight on me melt away. I've been watching my energy increase and just feeling so much better across the board. After a winter of pain and having to drive through snowstorms and horrible weather and everything to get treatment, it's like I have my life back. And it's a really wonderful feeling, especially now that summer's coming and I'd like to be able to get outside, get some vitamin D, and not feel self-conscious about my body. It's really along my midriff. It's that muffin top that they talk about. And I'm watching it melt away. Imagine if you could just go to sleep and wake up skinnier. If you could change, make some lifestyle changes. What if you did? What if you started making lifestyle changes and started seeing incredible differences? And there's room for you. There's room for you on our team to experience this. If you wanted to share this with people, you could have your products paid for. And this particular challenge that they're doing, in this challenge, for men, they say if it's 15 pounds, because men always lose it faster than women. And for women, it's 10 pounds. If you accomplish that in the challenge, you will get a free, these drops, the 2 drops, you'll have them for free as a gift. I mean, you really have nothing to lose and everything to gain, except weight. It's incredible. It's going to be a lifestyle change that you're not going to go back on. People are not regaining the weight. Things are changing for life. So I encourage you very much to make this step. There's a bonus. Every single penny that you spend toward your weight loss, okay, towards creating better health, toward getting full spectrum nutrition in your body, dollar for dollar, 1-to-1, can go toward travel dollar rewards. This is something completely new. No one else offers this. No one. Just to let you know, one of my friends, a gal from Alberta, Canada, what she did was she decided that when this was announced, and it was only announced at the beginning of last month, what she was going to do was to take her family on vacation in Mexico, which they had done every single year at the same resort. She went ahead, she enrolled in the program, she had all of her points in there, and she went on vacation, and it saved her $1,600. There was another man that had a desire on his vision board to take a trip to Dubai. and he wanted to stay in a 7-star hotel with his own butler. So this particular price of this vacation on the hotel was $24,000. He found it on the discount travel sites like Travelocity and Hotels.com and all that stuff for $19,000. And then he found it on this particular travel rewards program that you will be able to access if you want. You can enroll in that and you can use it, which is just unbelievable because he saved. The only thing he had to pay out of pocket was $6,871 for a $24,000 vacation. Go figure. And he used points to make up the 19, which was the lowest discount price listed. And this is just phenomenal because when he went on vacation, when he came back, the $6,781 he spent had gone right back into the bucket for more travel. So it's perpetual. It keeps going like this. And this isn't just going to be used for travel either. Probably in the summer, it's going to be expanding to a lot more different things that you can do. So it's very exciting and it's very fun. Okay, this isn't a New Year's resolution. This is a quarterly examination. Check your body. How are you feeling? How are you looking? Are you carrying extra weight? If you are, then you're going to want to join us.